Hi everybody, and welcome to Hex Token Channel. Hope you guys are having a great Christmas day. It's now Boxing Day here in New Zealand on the 26th, so slightly ahead here on the Sunday, 1:16 p.m. Let's get straight into it. Hex.com, we're going to look at the results for days 754 on the 25th of December 2021. And of course, Richard's doing a live stream right now, so I'm going to get back to it after this, but this is the daily update. So here we are at 30 cents. 0.2. That was a snapshot I saw just after the price closed after 24 hours. We got some people selling down, and that's a very interesting move, almost like it was clinically timed. In any case, the price change down 4.1%. Return on investment multiplied from all-time low of 5,351, and that's looking really good. Of course, all-time low is the 5th of January 2020. Power per hex 5.937. Very, very cool. So you have it sort of almost have a pattern here. 5.95, 5.93, 5.95, 5.93. So very interesting little pattern there. T-share price, $6,000 to get a T-share. Of course, that's over double now. What was double what it was about 12 days ago or so. T-share rate 19,929. Hey, we got a decent day. 15.9 up. Woohoo! We only need was it about 73.1 now to get to 20,000. Can we do it before the end of the year? We've only got 4 or 5 days, or 4 or 5 days. Was it 5 days maybe? Very, very cool. The average stake length 5.96 years, and of course that's getting longer, and that's a really good metric. The longer the better. That means deferred inflation. Very, very cool. Annual percentage yield rate, interest and early in-stake penalties, 37.69%, looking good. And the amount of hex in the pool, 116.8 million, just up about 500,000 from yesterday. And the pool liquidity is down about 1 million, that's 34 million. And the ETH is just slightly down at 1342 in the pools. Those are the 4 trading pools, USDC and Vision 2 and 3, and ETH Vision 2 and 3 on Uniswap. All right, so a total value locked 18.59 billion, and market cap 173.89, and of course it includes the the Genesis account wallets. T market share rate is 64.39 billion, and of course this is very important within the Hex tokenomics. 10,697,200 T shares, down 7,500. Continues, and of course if you're holding T share, you are looking good. Really is great to be a T share holder. All right, remember we're going to be talking B shares in a little while, no doubt. Total supply is 637.2 billion. Minted inflation is 19.5 million. Secondly, supply is 575.6 billion, and that's down 3.8 million. Moment, so it's nice to see a little down day on the circulating supply. Stake supply 61.5 billion, and that's up 23.3 million. So nice to see that too. The Hex, the GA numbers up slightly by 1 million. It's a good accounting. And stake percentage of coins 9.66%, and of course a payout 63.5 million paid to stakers. All deferred inflation, of course, only comes out when people's stakes mature. Penalties 144,000, very small day, just like 2 days ago at 170. But otherwise, we've been enjoying very good penalties. Means that people are keeping their commitments, or stakes that's not coming out at that time. Total holders 397,993, up 479. Man, we are getting closer to 4,000. We need 2,000. So that's probably about 5 days away at this current rate. Very, very cool. Current stakers 73,000, up 67, and total stakers 92,000, up almost 150, and current holders up 391 to 277,000. So very, very cool. Those are results for today. Let's go and look at the market price. And as we saw, we just saw these cells here, some of the same addresses here going on. This is just in the Vision 3 appear, but you're talking about $100,000 US, 90, another 110, 34, 65, 275 coming through the same addresses. Not sure whether they're maker ones or the actual primary addresses, but nevertheless, some pretty big selling came in just after the close. That was pretty, or just before the close actually. What was that one? That was just before the close. And these ones probably just after the close, or just before the close, no, just after the close, and that big one there just after the close for sure. So very, very cool. All right, so let's have a quick look at the price there. So that was just after the close, and of course now the price is at 29.1 cents. Be interesting to see whether some whales just trying to break down the price there in the wedge, because we've got a wedge there. Typically those break down, but of course the big deal, of course, is the sacrifice is coming up pretty soon. So this could be a dangerous game to do that. We're still in the trading range, moving sideways, between 32 cents and what, the 20. I guess we're let's have a look here at the bottom here. The bottom look 28.5. So we'll see how that goes. Richard is doing a live stream, and the price did start to move up again, but once again we've got a few accounts there selling down. So we'll watch out for that very closely. All right, that's quickly the price review, and let's jump out of there. Just trying to think where I was going there. And then let's jump over to the sacrifice. I want to point this out. Actually, we're going to jump that later on in the video. And let's have a look at liquidity. 29 cents at the moment, 5,800 for TCS, so down 200 from our snapshot. Like I say, we've got 85.2% in USD liquidity. The rest is in ETH. TCS rate still looks like it's going up, and the price looking very good. And the share rate up and to the right, heading towards 20,000. Mass adoption slowly, surely going up there. That's going to accelerate into the PulseChain sacrifice and the PulseChain. We've got the T-share rates looking juicy as well. If you've got a T-share holder, you're certainly in a special class. Now, 15-year global staking outcomes. We've still got these couple of ladders here. So we're going to jump to that very quickly. Here we are. We've got the one, another one went out yesterday, I think. We've got this one here, 474. Then we've got this one, 774. These were very short-term stakes, like 7 days or 12 days. This one was definitely 12 days. Then we've got our original final candle, 780 million hex, and we'll see what these guys do, sacrifice, all that sort of stuff. So we'll watch out for that. Then it's all the way until the 9th of May, until we get a billion candle. Otherwise, it's not a lot of supply on there. And of course, a hex scale, and that will be looking for supply. There's not a lot, relatively speaking. Things could change very quickly on the price. So 24 hours ago, we had 988,000 hex bought, 300,000. We had 80 million hex ended after 46 days. We had 12.9 million hex stake ended up after 50 days. 10 million hex after 244 days. It's pretty decent. We've got 25 million 23 hours ago, stake for 60 days. They got 4,300 T-shares. Millions just bought 18 hours ago for 323 grand. And 1.4 million hex sold 18 hours ago. So quite a few transactions. 963 on the Whalebot sold 10 hours ago. 2.2 million sold 10 hours ago. So you see a bit of selling starting to come in there, holding back the price from moving over. And then 11 minutes ago, 940,000 hex sold for 275,000, which we actually saw. I was on NewsShop Vision 3 where we actually looked at that. So a little interesting little selling there after the market turned. Very interesting indeed. All right, let's jump over to PulseChain, and of course, PulseChain is in testnet 2.0. So we're going to keep looking after that and see how it's going. The PulseChain on GitLab. This is the developers. 9 hours ago, there's an update in the PulseChain testnet. May have just been some text to tell there. And then, of course, I just wanted to look at the sacrifice points. We're on day 164 from looks at $2,339 now to get 10,000 sacrifice points. It used to cost $1. Very, very cool. Not too cool if you're going to sacrifice. Thankfully, there's not many people, if any, doing it these days. Sacrifice points, 4 points per dollar. That's how much you can. So pretty hardcore. All right, let's jump over to testnet. 4-second blocks at the moment, so slightly higher. It was running 3.7 earlier. That's just ticking along, people testing on there for sure. Now, don't forget you can see your tokens if you add the PulseChain testnet. You have to add your custom token. Just add the contract address, so you can actually see the tokens that got copied over, and yeah, that's where it's at. And that was based on block 13,224,745. Now, I've moved things around a bit. I'm going to have to move the rocket down just a little bit there because the price moved down a bit. So I'll move the rocket down a bit there. And let's have a look. So we've got PulseChain testnet 2.0 going. Let's have a look how long it's been running. It's been running since the 12th and going through to the 26th at the moment. So that's 2 weeks exactly. I've got it here going out until about the 2nd of January. We'll see whether that's true or not. So it's sort of a basic guide. It don't really know. I've now added in PulseChain testnet 3.0. Richard talked about it on his live stream today, so it looks like it's definitely going to happen. And yes, there'll be another testnet balances written in AMM bot run on the 16th. So definitely they want to test more things. I've just put it in here. This is arbitrary. That's why I've got the dotted line. It's just me. That's my own assessment. Obviously, PulseChain testnet 2.0 could keep running further into January, so I'll adjust this as we go. But then I've just had this testnet in here running here, so I've just got a quick question mark there on that. So just a general guide, nothing from Richard. It's just my own sort of gap filler there. I've moved the I've moved the let me just move that away there. Let me I've moved the PulseChain testnet, PulseChain mainnet into early February now. So about the 4th of February, I've moved this, obviously PulseX there as well. I've got the sacrifice starting on the 27th, it may be the 28th. It's definitely in the next a few days ahead. And I've got that running 19 days at the moment. That could be shorter. We will see. I think it's also going to have a mercy period afterwards. So we might add that in as well. So for me, it's definitely looking, because it is PulseChain testnet 3.0. That's the case. We've got Go Hex, which is pretty simple. Go Uniswap front end up here is done. We've been playing around with it already. It's just swapping tokens. The bridge is done. Apparently Richard hasn't tested it, but that is apparently on the testnet as well. And then of course PulseX, we'll look to see that. There's probably got a bit of coding going in there as well. But the sacrifice period is about to start. This is the main game at the moment. So we've got PulseX sacrifice, likely 10K, 10,000 PLX per dollar. So that's someone's wrote $10. That's not $10. It's only $1. It's going to be like the PulseChain sacrifice, and that will determine the amount of supply, and there will be some bonuses in there. So just remember that it's this is going to work out the amount of supply that's in play, and no doubt the Genesis account, Origin wallet type thing, it will make a play in there as well. Earlier is better. Richard confirmed that again on the live stream. So earlier is better, just like we had in the PulseChain testnet one back here. The first couple of days were the best days. And then you could get some price manipulation. So even with this price here at the moment, we haven't broken out over 32 cents, and we're getting a little bit of selling in there. We'll see how we go when the actual testnet starts. We'll definitely look for that, and may get a nice little price pump, but watch out for a sell down during that as well. All right, so there'll be shorter mercy period, but it will be less severe. 89% too late for charity, and you confirm that again today. Basically, you'll be sacrificing for freedom of association movement. So those kind of things. He's going to write the phrase about that. Now, obviously, there's going to be there's going to be 0.29% transaction fee on PulseX, of which 21% will be a buy and burn, so it's completely deflationary. There's also going to be a DAO that's going to be based for the new yield farming token, which is, so it's a dual system with 2 tokens. This one here, the PulseX, is at the sacrifice, and of course that will just be going down after time. It's a massive pump of metals, folks. So if you want to get that, you've got to get that now. Otherwise, you've got to have to buy it on the market when PulseX comes up. And of course, don't forget, it's going to be the biggest yield farming in history. It's going to be the AMM bot's going to be harvesting all the other pools, liquidity pools, and on the other dexes, it's going to be massive. And yeah, oh my goodness, and it's deflationary. So it's the first tokenomics around there. It's going to be absolutely epic. The new token farming yield farming token hasn't been named yet, but that Richard will come up with that, and that's going to be pretty exciting too. And it looks like the PulseX people will be deciding which peers and stuff like that get the reward through the DAO, which is nice. Hex scale, I've got this here moved. This is 28, so it's moved slightly. I've moved it slightly, waiting for it to see whether they can actually launch that by the end of the year. If not, in the new year. Obviously, a lot of things closed down in the early part of that, so we'll just watch that and wait for Kinetics to give us some news about that. Funding Jim, of course, continuing on his awesome work as the billionaire liaison, and big shout out to Funding Jim as always. All right, so that is that, and of course Richard Hart's live stream is on, so I've left the link on the community tab. I'll also leave it in the video description. Hope you enjoy that one. That's a great place to finish, and onwards and upwards, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.